Long ago, in the lush hills of Alaọcha, a small Igbo village where the air was always thick with the scent of yam porridge and wildflowers, there lived a girl whose beauty made even the rivers pause to admire her reflection. Her name was Nwunyeoma, which means beautiful wife, though she had never been married. People gave her that name the day she was born, because the midwife gasped and dropped her herbs when she saw the baby's face. A glow like moonlight kissed her skin, and her eyes shimmered like palm wine in a gourd. From that moment, it was clear, Nwunyeoma was no ordinary girl. In Alaọcha, beauty was a blessing, but also a burden. When Nwunyeoma was still a child, the old women would whisper behind their chewing sticks. "This one will cause trouble. Beauty this sharp cuts like a razor." She could not fetch water without young men offering to carry her pot. She could not walk past the market square without mothers pulling their sons away, shielding them from her gaze as if it were fire. But Nwunyeoma, she was unaware of her power. She laughed with goats, danced in the rain, and talked to the big Iroko tree behind her father's compound. While the village obsessed over her beauty, she spent her time chasing butterflies, helping old Neka sweep her hut, and learning stories from blind Papa Ojidai. One evening, while she was pounding yam, a wind blew from the forest, not an ordinary breeze, but one that carried a song. The mortar stopped pounding. The drums in the shrine paused. Even the trees leaned in. The wind whispered, "She who glows like the moon must dance with it." That night, Nwunyeoma could not sleep. The moon outside her window was full and so bright it turned the red earth silver. And then she heard it, music. Not from flute or drums. No. This was otherworldly. The kind of melody that comes from stars rubbing against the sky. She stood up, opened the door to her heart, and stepped into the moonlight. And the moon blinked. Literally blinked. It shimmered once, twice, and a pathway of light formed on the ground, spiraling from her compound all the way into the sacred forest. Compelled, barefoot, and smiling, Nwunyeoma followed. Inside the forest, time stopped. Fireflies the size of kola nuts circled her head. Trees bowed. Rivers hummed. Then she saw them, the Muo, ancestral spirits, beings of light and shadow, of laughter and wisdom. They were not frightening, as tales said. They looked like distant cousins she never met but always loved. At the center of them all stood Ojechukwu, the spirit of the moon, glowing, elegant, and draped in cloth made of woven night.
"Welcome, Nwunyeoma,"
the moon spirit said.
"We have watched you. Beauty like yours is not for display alone. It is a key."
"A key?"
she asked, bewildered.
"A key to joy, to sorrow, to pride, to humility. We want to teach you what beauty truly is."
And with that, the music resumed. For 7 nights, Nwunyeoma danced under the moon. Each night, the spirit showed her things no mortal eyes had seen, stars being born, tortoises writing poems in the sand, the dreams of sleeping antelopes, and rivers gossiping about the clouds. She laughed with the wind, sang with the owls, and even learned to balance the moon on her head like a calabash. But on the 8th night, something strange happened. When she returned home, silent, glowing, barefoot, the village was no longer the same. People shielded their eyes when they saw her.
"She is no longer ours,"
they whispered.
"She is one of them now."
Mothers warned their daughters not to speak to her. Young men feared her presence. Elders debated whether she had been taken by a spirit husband. Nwunyeoma had not changed. She still helped old Neka. Still smiled at goats. Still danced when it rained. But her aura had changed. Her beauty was no longer the kind that invited, it overwhelmed. Lonely, she returned to the Iroko tree one evening and cried. The tree, wise and ancient, spoke in a voice like thunder rumbling through a flute. "True beauty does not seek to be seen. It seeks to see." One morning, Nwunyeoma vanished. Her hut was untouched. Her mortar still held uncooked yam. But her footprints stopped at the foot of the Iroko tree. For weeks, the village was silent. Not with peace, but with guilt. They realized that beauty had not caused them. Their jealousy had. Old Neko wept for days. Papa Ojidai stopped telling stories. And the river near Alaọcha dried up, as if mourning. Exactly 1 year later, on the brightest full moon Alaọcha had ever seen, music echoed again through the village, soft, silvery, like stars dancing. People came out. There, under the great Iroko, stood Nwunyeoma. She looked the same, yet different. She no longer glowed. Instead, she radiated something deeper, grace. The villagers wept. They begged her to stay. And she smiled.
I never left.
She said.
You just stopped looking beyond my face.
From that day on, Alaọcha changed. Girls were praised for their kindness, not their skin. Boys were told that beauty is not possession, but perception. And Nwunyeoma. She became the first keeper of moonlight stories, teaching children how to see the world with wonder, not with want. Beauty is not what draws eyes, but what holds hearts. True beauty listens, lifts, and loves.